This is Star Trek Resurgence with the demo. I didn't feel like actually buying the game. I don't know what this game is gonna be about, honestly. This is a Dramatic Labs adventure. The relationships and events you experience will be shaped by the choices you make. I think that's what it said.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good.
This kind of reminds me of Star Trek. I have watched the...
officer is en route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Do we get to create a new character? Or is this the one we're stuck with?
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But these little shuttles are the worst.
Here's a tip. Don't close your eyes. You'd think that would make it easier, but it only makes it worse. Look out the window, pick a star, and just focus on that.
I'll give it a try. Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
It won't be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
Star Trek Resurgence. You know, I actually watched the Star Trek show. I didn't finish it, but I've watched some of it. Da 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 da. I loved it. I haven't watched the others though. Like the part one with the Captain Pike. How do I press that?
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
Can we run? She's walking kind of slow.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the academy.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the academy.
Simulations don't count.
So, there's that.
Simulations are great for training, but they're not quite the same as the real thing.
That's fair. I guess I'm about to find out.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds.
Already, I don't think I'm a fan of this game. It doesn't seem like it has witty dialogue.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just
I
came off the
wasn't
shuttle and
first
was glad to
place.
be on solid ground, so to speak.
When people say top 3, what they really mean is 3rd place. I'm not first, so there's always room for improvement.
I'll keep working then.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
See you on the Resolute.
The dialogue in this game is kind of boring, honestly.
Day, Commander.
Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Good. Man, she's walking kind of slow.
If I
Where am
remember
I?
my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just... Well, I'm not sure where my departure dock is. The Resolute's gonna leave without me.
Look here. The Resolute is leaving from this stop.
Ah, you're right. Nerves must be getting to me. Thanks so much, Commander.
So we're supposed to be finding somebody with blue skin. Oh, I see him. All the way over there.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Wait a second. Why does she move like that?
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board. Excuse me.
He looks like one of those, what is it? Blue Men. I think it was a band, a jazz band.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute. Commander? I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for
A
us
bit
right now.
bumpy.
I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all.
Spare me the
Research
flattery.
vessel.
You can spare me the flattery, Mr. Ermot. I'm here to work.
stick to the matter at hand.
Wow. I wonder if
USS Resolute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half venting plasma fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Lost us our first officer and 22 of our crew. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
To have lost so many lives. That's a high price to pay.
Too high by any estimation. But there's nothing that can be done about it now except get back to work.
she actually
And
looks
make sure
like
it never happens again.
she looks like Abigail.
Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time, and I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
They don't need to get over that.
All due respect to anyone that feels that way. They're gonna have to get over it. I'm here, and I have a job to do, just like anyone else.
That's true, but I wouldn't say it like that. Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Oh my gosh. Something about the way they walk and the way the models look from behind looks off. It looks terrible. Especially when they're turning, when I'm turning.
Stuck. I got just the thing. I don't need to rewire the optical data network. Just need to burn this gunk off.
Oh, right stick. That's a pretty high-tech gun.
Is that?
I thought the thing was totally fried. Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now. Come on!
Are those like weights?
Oh, these are heavier than they look. Makes more sense than zero G. Welcome.
I'm not trying to be.
Harder, Dia.
I'm not trying to be. Oh, can I walk backwards? Oh, where am I going? I might run into something. Wait. I'm going the right way, right?
Hurry up!
Okay, I'm... He turned around.
Engineer.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovok called us down for, it's something good.
I'm not
I can
trying to
never
be
tell.
mean.
I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
Orders are orders, Neely. You know what they say? There are no small missions. Every expedition has a...
Even if we don't know what it is yet.
I'm not trying to be mean, but the male and female models look the same. Like, very much the same. Except the female model has
Looks like we
breasts.
got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you.
Petty officers.
It's
Ed
Spock.
Dia was beginning to think you would be late.
Wait, no, it's not
You're
Spock.
all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edzelar on repeated occasions.
So you're saying we're irreplaceable, Commander?
That is one interpretation. Another would be that I would replace you if I could. You can interpret as you see fit.
But he is a Klingon.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us
Klingon.
down here to check in before we...
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly. Precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
How concerned should we be about the storm? Are you worried?
Vulcans do not worry. We calculate the variables and take appropriate precautions to mitigate. Right now, that
Oh,
entails
he's a
making
Vulcan.
critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. Have your order. Do not delay.
Yes,
Roger
Commander
that.
Chovak. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
You worry too much.
Consequences be damned.
You gotta have some faith, Nelly. Starfleet Command wouldn't send us out if we weren't ready.
6 months ago, I probably would have said the same thing. This isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa. Excuse
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They better be ready. I swear I pressed X.
Man, we've been through a whole hell of a lot as a crew. They're gonna have to prove themselves before they're really one of us.
Yeah, you're right.
What
Anyone could look serious in a
just
clean
happened?
uniform. Show me what you can do when everything's falling apart.
What just
Hold on.
happened? Why is the color gone?
Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda.
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
Don't talk badly about one of the best ships in all.
We've rebuilt enough of her by now. She better be one of...
We'll see about that. But I am glad to be here. He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
I have regrets.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go. See you on the other side.
Feel like I might just wanna just stop this whole thing. Just stop. I have regrets.
Activating magnetic soul.
What's going on with the game? Why is it in black and white? Wow.
Have you never gets old.
Let's go.
This kind of reminds me of Wall-E.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo. Heavy.
The first mineral Captain Solano ever discovered. Always was the nostalgic type.
I wonder how much money I'd get if I somehow, out of nowhere, found a rock that was supposed to be from out of space. That wasn't found anywhere else on Earth. I wonder how much money I'd get. Probably a whole lot.
He's still got a thing for train. Warp engines of their day, apparently.
Jara Rydek. Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare.
You can spare me the pomp and circumstance. There's plenty of work to be done without all that.
You always had a work ethic like nothing I'd ever seen. That's just what this ship needs at the moment. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. Ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
Heard that you had an equipment malfunction.
Is that what they're calling it? No, that's just someone being generous. If anything, it was a leadership malfunction. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career? Right there, within our grasp. Till it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. Captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
The crew knew the risk.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees, as much as we tell ourselves otherwise.
True, but as captain, my job is to mitigate and manage the risks as much as possible. And that's where I failed. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work.
You can rely on
Things
me.
start to go sideways.
Whether I agree or disagree, I can promise that I'll be honest to a...
Good. That's exactly what I'm looking for. But at the end of the day, it has to be my call. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. At least I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. Two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. You'll never guess where it leads. Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details of the rendezvous.
Who is the senior diplomat we're escorting?
That I don't know. Starfleet hasn't. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the work. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. That might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
The sooner the better.
Hopefully that day comes sooner rather than later.
Pace yourself. Like I said, when it happens is entirely up to you. But first, you have to be willing to put in the work.
Of course.
Let me introduce you to the crew.
Maybe I should just stick to playing games that are old.
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
Pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our Chief Science Officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can.
I've been following your career for quite some time, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me.
Enough about me.
Close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
That's very kind of you to say, but enough about... We have a lot of work to...
Oh, yes, of course.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. Have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
I'm the captain now.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
You, blonde boy, go get me some coffee. You, gray-haired woman, I want a massage. And you over there, go get me something sweet. I like cookies.
Mission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance map. Condition blue.
I guess to him what Spock was
The storm is
to
getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
Captain Cook.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the...
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all.
I got no
A
complaint.
machine. A massive, massive machine.
Or I am more than that.
I am more than that. And so are you. You wanted to get away.
I want to rule
I
everything.
enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
So we're fixing her up or something like that?
Getting recalibration.
I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe if I mess with something, it'll work out.
Careful. Too much action and harmonics will deflect the alignment.
Ah.
Light touch card.
What are you doing, Carter? I don't even know what I'm doing. What am I supposed to be doing? What? Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. Am I doing it? Oh, thank God.
Looks good.
Finally.
That wasn't so hard.
You telling me?
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive. Yes, I'm the Chief Science Officer. And I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. At least I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about
You
anyone.
think highly of yourself.
You seem to think very highly of yourself.
With good reason. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario, but not outside the realm of possibility.
Captain Solano's familiar with my condition. I'm sure it factored into his decision. So I'd have to say it's not a problem.
We should probably have a contingency plan just in case. Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Your predecessor was one of the best first officers in all of Star. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fit. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends.
Yeah, do you have a problem?
Live up to expectation.
Mr. Westbrook, if you have some kind of problem with me, and you just met me so it has nothing to do with me, you're gonna have to figure out how to get over. Because I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Read me.
Loud and clear. I'll stick to science. That is what this ship is for.
Very well.
Yeah, you stick to what you're good at.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound. On screen.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding. The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wideband burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Estimated time to impact.
What
2
if I
minutes.
just don't say it? Okay, I have to say it. Oh no, we're back to the black and white again.
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
And sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protect.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
Sending all auxiliary power to the deflector ditch.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional, so we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this.
I'll
get it wrong.
go with the
Which
woman.
is why we need to send power to our shields.
I don't like this
Josie,
guy.
get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. Need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
Heading left.
Raise shield.
This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
Now that I don't like this guy, I'm gonna try to do everything I can to piss him off because of what he said to me. Oh no! The game crashed. It was too much for my computer to handle. I'll try to see if it will start back up again. Man, like I was saying, if it gives me the chance, I'm gonna try to piss him off as best as I can. We're incredibly... Oh, the developers are fans of the game. I mean, franchise. Just imagine if I had accidentally hit delete. It would have been the end. I'm not going through all that again.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
Oh, I
Remembered my
have to
name
go
and
through
my rank.
this?
Impressive. Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better
So
than
you're
just about
useful.
anyone.
Well, I'm so glad you said that. Now I know exactly who to turn to when I have questions.
Questions are more Commander Ermott's territory. Captain Solano primarily relies on my knowledge and expertise when he needs answers. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then? You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario.
Captain Solano's familiar with my condition. I'm sure it factored into his decision. So I'd have to say it's not a problem.
She
We
looks
should
a
probably
lot
have a
like
contingency
Abigail
plan just
from
in
Red
case.
Dead Redemption.
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends.
Mr. Westbrook, if you have some kind of problem with me, and you just met me so it has nothing to do with me, you're gonna have to figure out how to get over. Because I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. Read.
Loud and I'll stick to science. That is what this ship is for.
Very.
I don't like this guy.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, may give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound. On screen.
Hopefully this doesn't crash my
Placing its
computer
trajectory.
again.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wide-band burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Estimate.
Red alert.
Aye. Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
Need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dip.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat, so we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get
I'll
one
go
shot
with
at
the
this.
girl.
We can't afford to get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need to send power to our shield.
Drosian, get those shields.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood. On my command.
Heading lock.
Raise shields.
This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Hopefully it won't involve what I had just gone through with that other thing. Hopefully. I don't want to go through that again.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
It's to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
What's up, Carter?
What is that?
What if the discharges coalesced?
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my...
So I aim. What am I aiming at? Maybe I'll aim at this. Maybe that. What was that? What was I aiming at? And what did I shoot?
Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Oh. Silly me, I was... What just...
Are you alright? Yeah. Still took most of it. Snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy damping is down to 60%.
What are we shooting at? Hey, step back.
Almost to the regulator.
You get the ones behind me.
We're at the regulator point. Opening the access panel.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral. The EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, choke.
Sorry about that. Did another ship crash into us?
Get down! TS to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp.
What just happened?
We've got a lot of debris coming down. All vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Our base is hailing us.
Through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. Need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
Alright, we're on it.
Starbase, we're on.
Acknowledge.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamp.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
Captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an...
Yes, sir.
Sir, disengaging the clamps.
They're gonna get hammered with debris up.
Captain made himself quite clear.
First, the polarity.
There is
There are lots.
Blow the bolts.
What is the whole...
I guess I'm gonna try to be...
Stand by. We'll warn our crew to take...
Get it done right.
I guess I'm gonna be a cold person, a cold leader. Cold, unfeeling leader.
Be advised, you have more micro debris incoming. Find cover.
Cover? Neely, get into the access panel. It's armored with uranium.
But what about you? Carter, maybe we can both fit behind this.
Oh, come on. Why do I need to do all this?
And pull the other docking clamp. Hurry!
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Come on. Come on. It's not working. I swear I hate the controls in this game. I hate them.
Look out!
Oh!
I got you.
She looked like she got knocked out.
Solar's hurt and unconscious.
She did get knocked
I
out.
have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Edsolar there to access the interior.
Roger that. Going there now.
It's like a war scene out here. I mean a war scene. Walk.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this.
Okay. Okay.
You better be right behind me.
What happened? She didn't die, did she? Oh, it's the demo. I don't think I'll be purchasing it anytime soon anyway. That was terrible for my computer. That being said, I did like the demo though. I didn't expect that I'd like it, but I kind of did. And the cliffhanger makes me want to play more of it. Thank you for watching, and I may or may not, sometime in the future, purchase this game and play it. I don't know. But, goodbye.